And now, coming to you live from our studio deep in the heart of West Texas, this is the Cowboy Corner Show.
What is up, everybody? Hey, welcome to the Cowboy Corner Show. I am the Cowboy, and I am in the corner, coming to you live from our beautiful studios right here, as I said, in the heart of West Texas. And boy, am I excited to be here. We've got the crew all lined out tonight, and we've got a good live show for you. Look what the Lord has done. He has blessed us with a live show. I know that we've been gone for a while. We haven't done a show, but we've been in the process of getting things set up, getting things moved to our new location. And we started this show about maybe a year ago or so, and we were doing it like from the kitchen table with a cell phone, and then we moved it to like a bedroom still with the cell phone, and we've just been building it, and now we've been blessed with a studio. We've got all of this awesome equipment, and we're running a live show. And we are so happy to be here, and I'm glad that you're spending your evening with us. I'm glad that you're hopefully shopped until you dropped today on Black Friday. Hopefully you didn't eat too much turkey. I mean, I almost had to go to the ER last night because I pretty much ate until I couldn't breathe. And I didn't know if I was having like congestive heart failure, or perhaps I just had too much turkey and sweet potatoes and some, definitely some ham. It was awesome. We had two Thanksgiving dinners that we had to attend, or it was more like a lunch and then later lunch, and then I passed out for about 4 hours, and it was one of those naps that, like, when people talk about it, you've had a good nap. Like when you woke up from the nap, which I didn't even know. I was trying to watch the football game, and I didn't know who I wanted to lose more, the Cowboys or the Chiefs, because I don't like either one of them. But I finally decided I was going to root for the Cowboys, but I couldn't tell my nephew because he's a Cowboys fan, and I hate the Cowboys. So me and him have to, we have to have our thing. So I couldn't let him know. But I ended up taking a nap, and then when I woke up, it was like everybody was talking about it. Like, man, you were sleeping hard. So that's a good nap. Like, that's one of those that really just takes the cake, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, hey, let's introduce. We've got the boys here helping me out on the switcher. We've got Cowboy Carson. He is our producer. Hello, Carson.
Guys, I'm going to be running the switcher / producer today for this live stream.
And he is not a cowboy, nor is he in the corner. That's what he said earlier. And then running our production as far as our editing, we've got Cowboy Creed. He's over here in his little area. And so the three of us are the three amigos, and we are making this show happen tonight. So once again, I'm glad that you have joined us, glad that you're tuning in, and hopefully we'll have a good time tonight. So anyway, as we were saying, it's Black Friday, so maybe you got all the good deals that you needed. I went to the Walmart today here in our little small town, and there was like full-blown cops, security cops. I didn't know what was going on, but it seemed to be quite interesting. I just got a couple things and got out as quick as I could. But there was they had like their own special parking in the back. It had a sign that said Black Friday pickup. So I don't even know what was going on, but Walmart had a pretty big deal taking place. And yesterday obviously was Thanksgiving. But what I wanted to discuss, and me and Carson were talking about it earlier, like Thanksgiving to me, I think Thanksgiving is a great holiday, but it seems to just not get the reputation that it deserves. Like, people pretty much overlook Thanksgiving. And
I think it's just like I don't know. I think it's just because it was like it's in a bad time because everybody's looking forward to Christmas and all the presents that you're gonna get. You eat every day. You can have ham every single day of the year, but you don't get presents every day except for your birthday and Christmas, of course. I think that's why it's always overlooked because everybody wants the new whatever it is rather than some food.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a tier 1 holiday from the point of view that like you're pretty much everybody, unless you're working retail, you're going to get at least 2 days off. You're off Thursday, you're off Friday. There's no other holidays that you really get that. Like, you're not getting, 2 days off for St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day or any of those. Like, Thanksgiving is a tier 1 holiday. But it's just like people, which we don't celebrate Halloween around here, but a lot of people do, to each their own. But like, there's people from October 1st, they're putting up Halloween stuff and have it all over the place. and then they take that down on, say, November 1st, and it goes straight to Christmas. And it's like, where's Thanksgiving? Why are we not giving Thanksgiving the press that it deserves? It's like it's kind of in and out. Like you just show up, you cook, you eat, hug your grandma, and then slap your wife on the butt and you leave. And then you're on to Christmas. And so why did I just say slap your wife on the butt? You can edit that out later if you want to, but I mean, that's what I do. It's probably not what everybody else does, but, it's just like Thanksgiving is in and out, and I don't understand. Like, I want to give it the press that it deserves. It's got, like, you get dessert. Like yesterday, for example, when we went to my in-laws' house, there was literally an entire bar of desserts. It was like 6 feet long, and they were double stacked of all kinds of pies, cookies, puddings, even little balls of stuff. It's like people are just, digging stuff out of the cabinet and putting it together and making something sweet out of it. And it's like, this is worthy of some great press, in my opinion.
Yeah, like the Christmas desserts, you can, there's all kinds of like limited time things that only come out during Christmas. So I guess that's like another thing to look forward to. Like for me, it's those Sprite cranberries. Those are delicious, and I always look forward to those every single Christmas. So I can understand like why maybe Christmas desserts could get like a little bit more coverage. But I mean, I feel like pumpkin pie. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of pumpkin stuff, but pumpkin pie, it's like really popular, and that's really the only thing that gets talked about during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, pumpkin pie is trash. I mean, pumpkin anything, in my opinion, is trash. I don't like pumpkin spice. I don't like the smell of pumpkin. I don't like the taste of pumpkin. I don't like the looks of pumpkin. I kind of like the color of it because I like orange, but as far as like even the texture of it, a pumpkin pie, it's basically like avocado, in my opinion. It's just kind of that borderline between gooey and solid, and you don't really know what it is, but you put it in your mouth and it just tastes like some kind of a turd from the texture of it. And so I can't do it. But like my sister-in-law, I have a sister-in-law that like literally, and I'm not kidding, she makes like an award-winning pecan pie. Like she makes a pecan pie that has like won national recognition. People come from all over and try it and want the recipes. And I actually, I was housing a piece of that pumpkin pie right before the show. I'm not going to lie. Like, that's kind of why my voice is probably a little clogged up right now, because I still have that pumpkin pie residue going down the pipes. But, yeah, it's like grade A food, desserts, and I just think that we need to do whatever we can do to give Thanksgiving some more press. I'm all for it. So I don't know exactly how you do that legally, if we need to file a petition through the Senate or what, but I really think that like we need to just slow down on Christmas a little bit and give a little more space. Like just at least give the first 3 weeks of November to Thanksgiving, and then on the Friday after you can start doing the Christmas whatnot, and just give Thanksgiving a little space. I mean, it's a great holiday. Obviously Christmas is too, but we don't need to just push Thanksgiving out of the way. We don't need Hallmark playing 19 different Christmas videos a day before November 1st. Like we can throw in some planes, trains, and automobiles. That's really the only Thanksgiving, because once again, nobody's making Thanksgiving movies, but Planes, Trains, Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin, that's a great one. So you could just put that one on loop. There's just one part you have to edit out where Steve Martin's throwing some F-bombs when he gets mad at that lady at the train station. But other than that, it's a great movie. What else do we have on the agenda?
Like there's not like any Thanksgiving. There's maybe like one Thanksgiving movie like every decade, but you got like 5 Christmas movies a year, and even that, like you're still watching Christmas movies from like the 90s.
Yeah, there's 5 new Christmas movies a year,
and then like you're every single Christmas you're in like matching pajamas and you're watching 90s Christmas movies, and like none of that happens for Thanksgiving. No, like none of that happens for Thanksgiving. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's very, Thanksgiving is underrated, and it's unfortunate. So, but it's past now, so we can quit talking about the past and we can move on to the future and get back into the current events. And what do we got as far as football goes? I mean, they say the best games happen in November, and we've had some really good ones. I know the college football rankings have just changed. They're getting all of the playoff pictures set up. Do you have that information available there, Cowboy Carson? I know Ohio State's still number 1, Indiana number 2. Yes, there it is. Texas A&M number 3 by the skin of their teeth, because they almost got smoked by South Carolina the other day, but they had like the greatest comeback in team history, I believe. They were down 33-0 at halftime or something like that. Came back, but they're still undefeated, so you still got to have them up there in number 3. You can't put a one-loss team ahead of them for sure. And then, Texas Tech right there hanging in tough at number 5. So go Texas Tech. I mean, that's a pretty cool deal to see. They did get smoked by Arizona State, but Arizona State, they're not scrubs. That's a pretty good football team, and so I think that honestly, they were saying like Tulane's going to be in the playoff. I don't know how you can put a Tulane in there and keep some of these other good Power 5 teams out.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't even think of a time that Tulane's been ranked.
Well, they're ranked now, but they come from I don't even know what conference Tulane's in, but it's a crappy one regardless. And if they go up and play a SEC or a Big Ten school, they're going to get smoked. But for some reason, every year they try to bring one of these weird schools in there. So I don't know. We'll still see how that plays out. I know that there's a couple of really good games going on right now. As a matter of fact, I think that let me look real quick. I think Texas A&M is playing right now, so we're going up against that. Yeah, we got Indiana and Purdue, and then Texas A&M and Texas. Obviously, like that's that used to be. You go back 20 years ago, they were both back in the when they were in the Big 12 together, and that was a rivalry game, and they played on Thanksgiving weekend every year. Now they're both in the SEC again, and they're coming back. But, I mean, that's because if Texas wins this one, then Texas A&M will be done for sure. I mean, they may not be totally out of the playoff, but they're going to drop quite a bit because, honestly, like I was saying, they really shouldn't be third anyway. They're just there because of the fact that they're undefeated and they're in the SEC. But there's a good chance that Texas is going to beat them tonight. And that's another one that, like, I really don't know who I want to lose worse, just kind of like the Cowboys and Chiefs game. Not a fan of either team, but I would probably have to take Texas A&M. But I have gained a little bit of respect for Texas because I like the Manning brothers, and since they got Archie Boy in there, I give them a little more of my fanmanship, but I'll still go for Texas A&M. I want them to make it.
Well, Texas is the underdog in that game. Texas is ranked at 16. Texas A&M is ranked at number 3. So, if Texas A&M loses, then that's going to be an upset, which is really weird to think about.
Yeah, well, they should. I mean, A&M should win, but those games like that are the ones that late in the season, you never know. Never know what's going to happen. I will tell you one thing, though. I know that the Chicago Bears have got a new quarterback. We saw a video of them the other day. His name is like La Gunslinger Dime Dropper, I believe.
Yeah, I think.
And we've got some highlights of this guy. I mean, he's like 6'7". He's like 400 pounds, and he runs like what do you say, a 3.8, a 3.8 40,
3.4, right?
No, something. I mean, it's insane. But if you got that video, we can pull up those highlights and take a look at this. I mean, this guy's pretty good.
You been watching film, huh? That's cool. Watch this.
This guy right here, quarterback, number 69. His name's the Gunslinger Dime Dropper, the 6.
He rolls out to his right, throws it entirely
Jumps it
across
left-handed
body.
all the way across the field.
Like, I mean, it doesn't get much prettier.
This is not.
For the first time in years, Chicago Bears fans can watch a competent offense because Lay Gunslinger doesn't listen to the offensive coordinator's play
like, that's-
calls.
Here you
He
go.
just does
Straight out of
whatever he
the
wants.
opposing end zone.
Like that's a
Jumping
98-yard run right there.
At least he was already back in the end zone. It's at least 99.
Red 96.
Yeah, this guy.
Man, somebody get open.
Can Caleb Williams do that?
No, that's why they put Caleb Williams on the bench. Brought out La Gunslinger.
He needs some
I
milk.
mean, look at that. He's got that full tackle.
That white man runs a football.
Yeah, so the Bears have some hope. The Bears have some hope for the rest of their season. Like, they may go ahead and pull this out. They actually won today. They played today earlier, and they won. So I don't know if La Gunslinger was in today or not, but they won regardless. So, hey, the Bears may make a run for it late in the season. And, you know, if you're a coach, like, being a football coach would be the most awesome job ever because, as we've seen, like, I can name two right now, James Franklin and Brian Kelly. Like, both of these dudes, they get fired because they, you know, pretty much suck. They get fired, and then they still are getting paid, like, multiple millions of dollars. What other job? Like, I can't get fired from my job, and then they're going to be like, you know, we're going to fire you because you suck at your performance, but we're going to go ahead and give you about an 8-figure check on your way out the door, and then you go ahead and, you know, get you another job that's going to pay the same. Like, being a football coach has got to be the greatest job ever.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you think that they like earn that? How much money that they make? I mean, like, I'm sure like designing plays and all this is hard and all, but like, I don't know if it's that much.
They're not earning that much money. Like, a couple of years ago when Texas A&M had Jimbo Fisher, he had like $100 million contract. It was a 10-year contract, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was over $100 million, and he coached there for like 4 or 5 years. It didn't do crap, so they fired him, but they still had to pay him the entire contract. They had to pay him $70-something million to leave, and they had to do that because it was a contract. It's like, this is like, we got to figure out how to do this. Like, we got to figure out, you know, you're working at Burger King or whatever, you got to figure out, like, okay, if I'm not flipping these burgers correctly and you guys run me off, you're still going to give me at least a couple of G's on my way out the door. Like, I just think that's the epitome of the American dream right there. I don't know if epitome was the correct word context there, but I used it anyway, so, you know, whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, same as also for like the players, you know, like like football is a children's game. Like, you're keeping a ball away from, you're keeping the ball away from another team. Like, I don't know in what world that we should be paying these players millions of dollars and stuff. Like, I mean, like, why should a guy guarding a football in a helmet be making way more than like all these blue collar workers or even army soldiers, like all these government jobs? That's just really odd to me.
Pretty much because you have people who are like Dallas Cowboys fans who, you know, literally think that they're getting paid to be a fan, and they buy, you know, any jersey, hat, T-shirt, whatever, you name it, they're buying it, and they're funding all of this. They're funding all of these people, even though their team hasn't even won a playoff game since I don't know. They may have won a playoff game, but they haven't made it to the Super Bowl in 30-something years. And you still just have people that don't care. They'll go ahead and support them. That's another thing that kind of goes in line with the football coaching thing. Like, you suck. You suck as a team. And why are we going to give our money to you and our time, and we're going to, you know, take vacation away from work and spend hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, on tickets to go to your games and just watch you suck? I don't understand that either. Like, it's a little bit backwards the way that works. But, yeah, that's why. That's why they get paid that kind of money. And so, again, it's like, if people are paying to see it, then I don't suppose there's anything wrong with it. It just shouldn't be that way, honestly. What do you got?
The last time that the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl was in 1996, and the last time that they've won a playoff game was in 2023 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round.
So they did win a game in 23. I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
But, you know, they've not made it to the NFC Championship. They haven't even made it close to the actual Super Bowl. So,
yeah.
But again, you know, I'm a Rams fan. They're number one right now in the NFC. Matthew Stafford, their quarterback, is number one in the MVP race. And so I've got a lot to talk about, you know, as far as that goes, and the Cowboys fans don't. Are we having some technical difficulties, or what do we got going? No, we're good? Okay. What else do we got over there?
What else is on the agenda? Oh, those white Oreo cookies.
We missed out on Thanksgiving. We were still
we were
under
supposed
the
to talk about that on
even though those are more of a Christmas, what do you call that? A delicacy? I call it a delicacy, a Christmas delicacy. They've been doing the white chocolate covered Oreos for probably the past 20, 25 years. It's been a long time. Those are the only actual dessert that I would probably literally fight someone over. If it was like, like on Christmas with the Cranks where they have that ham, that canned ham or whatever, and the two ladies get in a fight over it and it ends up rolling down the parking lot, I would probably really throw down over the white chocolate covered Oreos. Yeah, there they are right there. Those things right there. So you've got the Oreo, which I'm a fan of Oreos to begin with. So you can't go wrong. But then you add that white chocolate covering on there. And I don't know, like they may put a little bit of meth on that, some black tar heroin. I don't know what they put in that cream that goes on the outside, but it's truly addicting. And when you buy the box, it's got like 12 of them in there. It's not like a full-size Oreo box has probably at least 24 or 30. There's only like 12 in there, but I can plow through that box like nothing. And so I usually last year we went to Sam's and they had like a whole pallet full of them. And I was going to just buy the whole pallet and have them loaded up in my truck. And that way it would last me all year because they quit selling them after Christmas. So you only have them for like a month. But the mistake that I made was I had my wife with me at Sam's and she wouldn't allow me to buy the entire pallet of the white chocolate covered Oreos, which, I mean, looking back, yeah, that was the right decision because there's no telling how much that would have cost. But in the moment, I didn't care and I was just going to have them loaded up. But yeah, those are awesome. Those are awesome.
I mean, to be fair, like that's the only frustrating part is that they're so like they come in like a little 12-pack and all the other Oreos. I mean, like those are the best kind of Oreos and you're going to limit those? I mean, I guess that's like the point so that you buy more.
Yeah, that's why they do it, because they're trying to sell you more. And like I said, it works because I was going to buy the entire stock order of them. But sorry, I'm having some issues on my laptop here. But yeah, so then I saw this video today of this guy. I don't even know who he is, but he's fast. He rides a dirt bike. It's Kawasaki. And he's a little bit large, but the dude like totally gets a whole shot and smokes all these other dudes. And I'm thinking like, that's me after yesterday, after Thanksgiving, after the entire white chocolate covered Oreos. If you got that video, we can roll it. This dude, yeah, here he is. Yeah, so that guy, like, he's pretty much a hoss, and he still gets it done. That's just like a dream right there to be able to, I don't know, I'm not making fun of the guy, but he probably weighs, I'm not even going to say numbers because I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but he weighs more than your typical dirt bike rider, as you can tell. And yet he still had it going on. Like that was pretty impressive. And I was like, yeah, that if I would have been riding my bike yesterday, that would have been me. And that reminds me, earlier today, this morning, so Conrad, he's around here somewhere. He's sleeping, but our little corgi Conrad, nothing happens around here without Conrad. He's involved in everything. And this morning we were in here, I was getting some stuff ready and I was editing another video. And Conrad was in here, but the door was left open. And he got out, which he never goes anywhere. Like, we have our property here outside of the building, and then he just stays like on the patio or he'll walk around right there in the parking lot area, but he never really goes anywhere, so I don't worry about it. But today, he was gone for a little while, and then I quit doing what I was doing, and I noticed he hadn't came back, so I went out and started looking for him and calling him and, yelling for him, whistling, which he always comes, but he didn't. So I got a little bit concerned, and I started walking around, and I walked around the entire property, and of course I was yelling and whistling for him, and no sign of the guy. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to go look for him because I don't know what's going on. So I come back into the shop area of the studio here and got on my, I didn't get on it, but I was getting prepared to get on my dirt bike. I'd started it up because I was just going to ride around because it's just a bunch of pasture out here. I was going to ride around and see if I could find him. So I started the bike and I was letting it warm up and I was getting on my gloves and my glasses and everything. And all of a sudden here he came, like zooming into the shop because he had, wherever he was, he heard my bike fire up and he was like, no, you ain't leaving without me, bro. But then he was covered in like red dirt. He had the red dirt that we have out here, like all on his paws and up on his back and stuff. So I don't know what happened with Conrad this morning, but I'm assuming he probably was outside and saw a rabbit or a squirrel or something running around and went after it, chasing it, and then was trying to dig it out. But regardless, he wasn't listening to me calling him, but as soon as he heard that dirt bike fire up, that was his signal that he better get back to the hacienda because he thought he was about to miss some action because he's always ready to go. He's ready to go anywhere except for right now. He's laying over there passed out. But that's because he's done nothing all day except run 100 miles an hour in circles and chase a football and a rope. That's the life of Conrad, the Cowboy Corner Corgi.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to the guy, but like if he can win like that, and I think I haven't done a like actual race in like maybe 10 years or so. If he can win, I think I could probably win.
You think if you just put in a little
like
bit,
if I put in like a little bit of effort and like maybe train for a little bit, I think I got it.
I think that that's motivation. Once again, I'm not making fun of the guy. I mean, he would ride circles around me. There's no doubt about it. So I can't judge the guy or make fun of him, but you do watch that video and it's like, okay, I'm a little bit motivated now that I could, I can do better. I can do better because that guy's got some odds stacked against him that I don't have right out of the gate. If he can pull a whole shot, with that extra weight behind him, then yeah, that's saying something. And I'm sure that he's got some engine work done to that bike, but still. What else we got here? Back on the sports, we've got. I was looking at some stuff earlier, like I was watching ESPN, and they've got a guy on there. He's a commentator. He's an NFL, and he used to be a player. I mean, I remember him because with a name like this, you can't forget him. But his name is Booger McFarland, and I was like, that's got to be like, that's just a cool name. I guess it's cool. I don't know what you would do with that name, but Booger McFarland. And then so I was like, man, what are some other funny names that some athletes have? And so then I was thinking there used to be a guy, he played for the Packers, and his name, no offense, but his name was Ha Ha Clinton Dix. And I'm thinking like his family knew that his last name was so funny that they just went ahead and named his first name Ha Ha just to get the joke out of the way right off the bat. I thought that was pretty funny. There used to be a NASCAR driver back in like the 70s, 80s, 90s. Dick Trickle. Dick Trickle, that's a pretty good name. And then that also brought me back to the football. He was a linebacker for the Chicago Bears named Dick Butkus. That's a pretty good, but nobody messed with Dick Butkus. Like, you could make fun of that name all you wanted, but you weren't going to say that to his face because I don't even think he had any teeth left. He had been in so many brawls, and he wouldn't be afraid to knock yours out either. You got any more? Have you thought of any over there?
There's Jim Bob Cooter, NFL coach. There's General Booty, a college football quarterback.
General Booty.
Yeah. What else do we have? Chubby Cox, a former NBA guard. Rusty Kuntz.
Whoa. Okay, we're getting a little out there now. I think that's probably Kuntz.
No, I mean,
Okay.
you can
No.
take a look at it.
Oh, you just Google the whole list. Okay. Oh man. But like I said, you're really not gonna mess with those guys. Like nobody's gonna say anything about that to their
Yeah.
face. I don't think. What about what was it earlier? If
Oh, Kool-Aid. What's his name?
Kool-Aid, yeah, there was a guy named Kool-Aid,
Yeah, I can't remember his full name.
and then there was what if what was it? What if Forrest Gump?
Oh, if who do you think would win if Forrest Gump had said something about Bobby Boucher's mom, or if Forrest Gump wanted to go home? Who would win in that hypothetical face
And then
off?
so it was like it'd be like a kick return, and is that right? It would be like a kick return. So Bobby
yeah,
Boucher
like a
would
kick
be,
return.
and Forrest Gump would be returning the ball, and Boucher would be blocking for it.
I mean, I have Boucher. Like, I feel like Boucher's an unstoppable force whenever you say something about his mom.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just got a message here on the funny names. This isn't athletes, but it's still funny. It looks like there's a name, a lady named Sharon Peters, and Holden. Sharon and Holden. So this was a couple. Okay, Mr. Holden and Mrs. Sharon Peters. Yeah, that's definitely one for the list right there. But I gotta retrain my thought on that one. Yeah, I think that honestly, so I think Bobby Boucher would definitely get contact on Forrest. I really think he would, because especially if Forrest said something about his mom, or if Bobby Boucher thought that he said something about his mom. But I think that Forrest would still be able to like do some kind of a flip. I don't think that Boucher would knock him out. I think Boucher would hit him, but I don't think that it would even be like a down by contact type of thing. I think it would be more of a Gump could kind of like somersault it, get back on his feet, and keep running. So I would put the money on Forrest, honestly, if it was me.
Well, I mean, Gump has his Jenny that he's fighting for over there. So, Bobby Boucher really doesn't have much to live for except for his mom. So,
Yeah, his mom and a little bit of Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah.
But that was kind of up and down relationship. But yeah, it would. I mean, I would put my money on. Excuse me. I would put my money on Gump making it through it. But I definitely think that Bobby Boucher would make some contact with him.
I think Bobby Boucher is leveling Gump on like every way.
Well, we would just have to see it play out. But it's not going to happen. But somebody might could recreate that on Madden or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things right now that I don't know. I don't really have anything else on the agenda that we need to talk about. I don't know what else you guys may have going on this evening. Yeah, what do we got? What do we have left?
I don't know. I think that might be all. Who did the comments say who do they think would win in that?
Do not have any comments on who would win between Forrest Gump and Bobby Boucher. I do have another comment about I guess this is a town called Rusty Nuts, Arizona. I don't know if that's the actual town. I'm sure you could look it up on Google Maps, but apparently if your name's Peters, you can live in Rusty Nuts, Arizona, and just have the whole region to yourself, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, is that like a populated? I wonder if that's like a populated town. I don't think I've ever heard of a Rusty Nuts.
I don't know. Well,
Arizona.
let's see. We can. We can look it up. If only there was some kind of device that we had to look things up in the midst of our show. It comes right up. I put in Rusty Nuts, and then Arizona comes right up. So,
Well, it must be at least a little bit popular. I mean, I've never even heard of it.
yeah. So, well, here it's saying that there is a Rusty Nuts, like a restaurant or an event. It's like an event. It's saying it's in Chandler, Arizona. So I don't know if it's actually a town or if it's just like a little place, like a club or something, or some type of restaurant. But I mean, either way, if your name's Holden Peters, you can still go to the Rusty Nuts Resort and check that sucker out. Fit right in. So, I did want to. Can you look up? It's called the 1890 Cafe, or it's not a cafe. It's like a steakhouse, and we went there like last weekend, and I had the best banana pudding that I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm a banana pudding connoisseur, so I've tried multiple banana puddings. But there's a place. Did you find it? It's called 18.
Where is it at?
It's called 1890 Restaurant. And I mean, they're not paying me for this advertisement by any means, but I still just wanted to see if they had a picture of that banana pudding on there, because it's really different than anything that I've had before. Like I said, I've had a lot of banana puddings. I try one everywhere I go that have it. But theirs was like, it had like a creme brulee on the bottom for the crust with a built-in caramel. And then the pudding itself was really creamy, and then it had like deep fried bananas in it, and then like shaved almonds or something on the top, which really probably doesn't sound that good. But then as you were eating it and getting down to the bottom, the caramel was coming up and mixing in with it, and it was just immaculate. And I literally ate it until, so now that I'm thinking about it, this is like 2 meals in a row that or 2 weeks in a row that I've eaten so much that I've almost made myself sick. But I just kept eating it until I realized how full I was getting, and then it was too late because I took another couple of bites. And did you find it?
This is the closest thing I could get. I'm assuming it's this.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Are those bananas up top deep fried?
Yeah, those bananas. Yeah, it looks kind of like a creme brulee type of thing.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, if you're ever around Granbury, Texas, I highly recommend going to the 1890 Cafe and trying that banana pudding. They also have some great steaks, but I wanted the ribeye, and then we got there. We were only able to get a late reservation, and they were already. I just kicked the camera. They were already sold out of the ribeyes by the time that we got there. But the banana pudding definitely made up for it. I still had a New York strip, and I ate about half of it, but it was excellent. Got another message here that says there was one of the governors of Texas. His last name was Hogg. This must have been before my time because I don't remember this guy, but Governor Hogg, and he had a daughter named Ima. So he had a daughter named Ima Hogg. That's pretty memorable. Can you look up maybe a picture of Governor Hogg and his beautiful daughter Ima? Pulling that up. We're pulling it up. We're pulling it up. Hang with us. We're pulling up Governor Hogg and his beautiful daughter, Ima.
All right, this is Governor Hogg right here.
Yes, sir. Jim Hogg.
James Hogg.
Well, I got him as Jim on mine.
Wow.
Oh, Jimmy. 1851. Yeah, he was a little before my time. Just about 130 years.
Yeah.
We got him?
Yeah. You got him right.
Okay. What about Ima? This is who we're really looking for. Here I got her up here on mine. I'm a Hog. You got it? I can't send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find her.
Just put in I am a hog. I mean, from what I'm seeing, I mean, these pictures from the 1800s leave a little bit to the
there's not much
imagination
to
as
it.
it is. But it doesn't really fit the name. The name is a little bit of an insult, but that's still. But if your dad's the governor, once again, how much real smack can you talk to somebody, because you can manipulate that to you're talking about I'm a hog, and then next thing you know you're in the 1800 slammer for grand larceny of some sort that you may or may not have committed.
So here we got Ima at 3 to 4 years old. Her father Governor James Hogg. Teenage Ima. They built the Royal Bayou. Gibson girl. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I just wonder if these parents who name their kids these weird names, is that on purpose? Because you already have to live with the last name Hogg for the rest of your life. Why are you just trying to make it 10 times worse on your kid?
Yeah, I think a little bit of it is, when it's that obvious, because it's not like Ima is a common name to begin with. You don't see Ima Jones, Ima Smith. I mean, there's maybe a few of them, but then your last name's Hogg and you're throwing in the Ima. You're doing that. You're taking a dig. We know it. We know what you're up to.
Ha ha Clinton Dix.
Yeah, when your last name's Clinton Dix, you're just going to go ahead and be like, yeah, we're just going to throw ha ha in there.
Like you said, their parents already knew that their last name was going to be funny. Why not just throw a ha ha in front of it?
The thing is, that's probably why these guys with these names, a lot of them ended up playing in the NFL, because they had to be tough. You're going to be tough when you're growing up with that kind of name. There's no way that you didn't have to defend yourself, and therefore you learn how to throw down what you need to throw down, which leads to a very lucrative career, because I know Dick Butkus is a Hall of Famer. And then we got Ha Ha Clinton Dix. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame caliber, but he did make the Pro Bowl a couple of times. And Booger McFarland, I believe, did too. So, yeah, that could possibly be the reason that a lot of these parents name their kids that too, because they know we've already got the last name going, so we might as well get the first name and see if we can just get our money's worth out of this kid. So, while we are waiting on Carson to pull up whatever he's pulling up, you can contact the show. We've got some information. I think it'll be up on the screen here in a second. You can always contact. The best way to get directly to me is going to be through Instagram. We've got Instagram direct message. It is Cowboy in the Corner on Instagram, and that'll get directly to me so that I can see any kind of messages or comments that you have. You can also, of course, message on the YouTube chat when we're live streaming, and that is YouTube Cowboy Corner. Also, always subscribe, like, share. You can turn on notifications, and that'll get you the little bell whenever we go live, and you can always jump right in as we start and never miss a beat. This is our first show live, so obviously there's been a few little glitches here and there, but hey, we're working it out, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. I, once again, am very happy to be here, very happy to be doing this. We've come a long way from where we started, and we're able to do a live stream, and I'm very thankful for it. I'm very thankful for everything that we've been blessed with, and that is why we're doing this on the Black Friday, because we were going to do it yesterday, but as I said, I was in a food coma. I knew I was going to be in a food coma and possible trip to the ER, and I didn't want to have to do this from, that kind of situation, because it wouldn't have been pretty. Now, I didn't go to the ER. I ended up, being able to just kind of gas it out, as they say, and I was fine. So here we are. I'm going to have to run some laps later, because I had to go up a notch on my belt this morning. And so I'm not too pumped on that, but we'll get it off. Like that's what this time of year is for. Everybody knows that going in. Like from Thanksgiving through New Year's, like you're gonna put on pounds. Don't even worry about it. You just do your New Year's resolution. And I know a couple of guys. If you're needing that, I know a couple of guys who can help whip you up in shape. So that's always something that you can contact me for as well. I can get you hooked up with some guys that I know that can get you back in shape come the first of the year, and everybody will just be right back where they need to be. What else do you have?
I have Clinton Dick's stats over here.
All right.
I mean, he's had 16 interceptions in his entire career. I don't know how long his career has been, but I mean,
Well, he's retired now.
Yeah,
He did make a couple of Pro Bowls. I know. He played for the Packers for a while.
yeah. He was on the Cowboys.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. He's had 1 touchdown. He's had 212 yards.
We got that one touchdown. Like that would have been through an interception or a fumble
Yeah.
recovery. So that would have been like a pick 6 touchdown, which that's a pretty big deal considering he's not an offensive.
I mean, like
player.
he's in the NFL. Like of course these aren't like Hall of Fame stats, but
If
that's
you
not
make
terrible.
the NFL, like you're
Yeah,
the
like,
best of the
you're
best.
of-
I
like,
mean,
you're-
if you watch Hard Knocks, like you see that there's guys that like these dudes are beasts even through college, and they don't even make the NFL roster. Like they get cut, they get put on the practice squad. So yeah, when you're like if you make the NFL, you're in the top 1% of the world, and so that's nothing to be ashamed of. Even if you don't have a Pro Bowl career, even if you're not Tom Brady with 7 Super Bowl rings and devastatingly handsome. Like, not everybody can do that. And now he's another guy that's like, he's already got all of that. And then he's the highest paid commentator for Fox Sports. So, yeah, not everybody has that. But, you got something. If you've made it that far, you've got something.
He's at 5.5 sacks. That's I mean, like you're playing defense for the NFL. Like you're already pretty good. I mean, because like I'd say defense is a lot harder than offense.
Well, I think he was a safety too. So
Yeah.
if you're a safety and you're getting sacks, because linebackers and linemen, they'll get some sacks because they're right up there. But when you're a safety getting sacks, yeah, that's even more impressive because you're having to really maneuver around to get that because you're coming from the secondary. So
I would say overall, like that's a pretty good NFL career. Of course, not Hall of Fame worthy, but that's not bad at all.
Not bad for
such a name.
not bad for Clinton Dix. All right, well, do we have anything else, or have we covered all of our bases for the Black Friday Extravaganza?
I think we have covered all of our original ideas.
All right, well, glad everybody tuned in who tuned in, and glad that y'all worked this out with us. I hope that everyone had a amazing Thanksgiving. I hope that you had a good Black Friday. Didn't spend too much money, but if you did, maybe you spent it on me. I'm always able to accept gifts, and we just thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending your time with us. Thank you for supporting the Cowboy Corner Show, as we are doing our best to make things happen around here. So we're going to keep putting out some content. We're going to keep getting better. We're going to keep growing. We're going to make it better and better each show as we continue to know what the heck we're doing around here, because right now, I'm just being honest with you, we were winging 90% of this. But, hey, we made it happen for the hour and 3 minutes that we made this happen. So thank you to our producer, Mr. Cowboy Carson. Thank you to our editor, Mr. Cowboy Creed. And thank you to our mascot and supervisor, Mr. Conrad, wherever he is around here. And I just thank y'all for tuning in. And we will catch you next week on the Cowboy Corner Show. I am the Cowboy. I am in the corner, and I am